Okay, this is Vince Davis, and I'm with Cynthia Becker. And Cynthia, are you ready to take another call? Okay, let's talk to Tammy from West Virginia. Hello, Tammy, how are you? Well, you're welcome. How can we help you today?
Well, I'm a foster parent. My husband and I, slash kinship, I guess. We fostered one of my great nieces back in 2016. Since then, the case was closed due to the child going back to mom. We foster through another agency now, and it just this past August, my niece, she had reached out to me when she found out she was pregnant and she didn't want the baby. She lived in California, I believe, and she was driving to West Virginia to actually have the child, and she wrecked in Arizona. So I had contacted the worker there, and she knew that my home was already certified. Of course, the baby was drug addicted, and she told me and I had said to her that if I needed to come there because I was kinship, I would be more than happy to come there. I would be more than happy to, work with them however, I needed to, because I knew that it was a process anyways through the ICPC from Arizona to West Virginia. Well, they went ahead and put the baby into foster care. She's 3 months old now. I had asked for them to go ahead and start the ICPC process after their first court hearing. 3 months later, they still hadn't started the process. They just started it a couple weeks ago. And I had asked for an expedited ICPC because I knew that I could ask for that. The worker there told me that wasn't going to happen. It was just found on her desk the day before. So long story short, she's going to be 4 months old the end of this month, and we had our ICPC worker to come a couple weeks ago to do a health and safety check in our home, which everything was fine. They did a background check with CPS. Well, come to find out, they're blaming it on one of the two workers that had been there before. They put a note on my file that said that the case was closed due to a court order of failing a drug test. And when I questioned that, they couldn't tell me anything about it. And number one, I didn't take a drug test. And even if I would have passed it. So now this is holding up the ICPC process. I thought we were going to have her before Christmas. And now they have to come and do another home study. And now they're telling me that what's on my file has to stay there.
You don't know who accused you of having the dirty drug test?
No.
And was it allegedly something that happened in your state of West Virginia or in California?
It happened in West Virginia.
Okay, and so are you saying that you think it was a West Virginia social worker who put this in your file?
Yes.
Okay. So what you should do is you should see a civil rights attorney in your area or in your state to see if, number one, you can get that information, and number two, you might have a claim or a lawsuit against the social worker or the county or state who did that to you.
Okay.
Of course, I don't know what happened, right? I'm not involved in the case, but these are things that you can do to make sure that it doesn't happen to you or someone else in the future, and that somehow, you get some type of remedy or compensation for them doing this to you.
And the thing about it is I've been with another agency, my husband and I have been for almost a year, and we haven't gotten one placement. And all these kids out here that don't have places to go, and the workers are putting them in hotels and in offices, and they don't call me. And when my husband and I started doing this, we first started kinship because a family member needed help, and we're the only one in my family that stepped up to the plate. But yet, I'm so discouraged because I thought I could really make a difference. And there are so many bad people. If you, as a foster parent, Mr. Davis, if you ask a question or don't agree with these workers, you are on the radar.
Right. You might be on some radar list or blacklist right now if they're not calling you. And all the counties and states that administrate these CPS programs, they have what they call, like Los Angeles has something called a do not use list for certain types of foster parents, even where they still have their license, right?
Yeah.
So, it's different in every case. Is it deservable? I don't know. I'm not involved. Every case is different. But what I would do if this is incorrect and they've blacklisted you inappropriately, what I would do is find a lawyer and talk to that lawyer that's out there in West Virginia.
My husband and I have reached out to 3 or 4 of them, and the sad part about it is a lot of them are telling us that they can't help us because if they were to help us, then CPS would retaliate against them.
Cynthia.
Yep, I hear this stuff.
How many lawyers did you call before you found me?
Well, over 50 probably.
Okay, Tammy, you got some calling to do.
I got some more calling to do, sir. I do.
All right.
Don't stop.
Don't give up, and
Okay.
and don't stop. Don't give up. Okay, Tammy, call us back in a couple of months. Give us an update. I want to thank you for listening from West Virginia, and thank you for calling in.